Well, let's talk some football now here on GCR. And there is a massive event coming to Baltimore's M&T Bank Stadium this summer. And I am really excited for Everton and Arsenal. And I said, well, who is someone that could tell me a little bit more about what it is that I should expect from this event coming up a little bit later on this summer? And I thought, man, this guy, a legend and a incredible media personality, why wouldn't I bring Ray Parlour onto the program to tell me more about what is coming up? Ray, it's Glenn here in Baltimore. It is such an honor to chat with you. Thank you for taking a couple of minutes for us.
How you doing, Glenn? Yeah, very good indeed to speak to you guys.
It's so great to chat with you, my friend. First of all, before we get into this, take me through watching yesterday. I mean, my God, what a wild day that was.
Yeah, it was indeed, and always the last game of the season is always very special. I was so pleased that lots of things were still at stake. I mean, relegation and obviously the title race was unbelievable. I mean, Aston Villa, Steven Gerrard doing an old favour to his old team, Liverpool. Then obviously Liverpool coming and getting back into it, and Man City. What an end to the game! Unbelievable, and they won the title in the end. And obviously, Leeds, a massive game for Leeds at Brentford. They got the result they needed to stay in the Premier League, and Burnley went down. And obviously, Spurs, I thought Spurs would do the job at Norwich because they've already been relegated, and obviously they claim the fourth place. But I think the Premier League is always great, and it's always nice if you're neutral to go into that last game of the season with so much at stake for lots of clubs. And certainly I was on the edge of my seat. I'm not even a Man City or Liverpool fan. So it was so exciting to see the end of the Premier League. And it's been a good Premier League this year. It's been really, really exciting.
I found myself, I have to admit, Ray, I'm not a particular fan of any one club, right? But I was hanging out yesterday with a Liverpool fan, and they were going on about how much hope they had because Steven Gerrard is just going to want to stick it to him. Like, that's just the way that it goes. and I felt like that was such a cool storyline as part of all of that was the Steven Gerrard side of things. Obviously did not work out as Man City came through the way that it did. But my God, what it added to just a spectacular day.
Absolutely. And Steven Gerrard, what a legend he's been for Liverpool Football Club. So all those years playing for the club. And obviously playing against Manchester City, with Liverpool still got a chance of winning that quadruple, if you like, which would have been an amazing achievement. They've still got Real Madrid left in the Champions League next week, so it's another big game for Liverpool. But the way it sort of is swung both ways. I mean, Man City going 2-0 down, that was a massive shock. Then Liverpool 1-0 down, and they come back and it was a crazy day if you're a football fan and a neutral, just to see the emotions of different sort of fans, because you saw Man City fans at one stage pound on Man City and they thought they'd blown it, and then all of a sudden they get two quick goals and they're back in it, and it was a brilliant day's football in England. Really was.
It was incredible. Do you, by the way, what do you think of Liverpool's chances? It's obviously coming up this Saturday, and Ray, I might choose to put a few dollars on whatever it is that you tell me about what
To be fair, I mean, there was one punter here in England. I've just read it up, and he had a cash out for £95,000 when Aston Villa were 2-0 up against Manchester City, and he didn't take it. I think for £100 bet, I think it was, and he stayed in the bet because obviously Liverpool looked massive favourites to win the title at one stage in that game, and all they had to do was beat Real Madrid next week. So he stayed in the bet, and obviously Man City come back and done the business in the end. So he'll have a sore head this morning.
Yes, I would be particularly troubled by it. If you were to consider putting a few pounds one way or the other on the Champions League final, what direction do you think maybe, let's just say hypothetically, a guy like me with a bit of a gambling problem might want to look to?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it all maps out to Liverpool winning it, if I'm being honest. I think Liverpool are the better side, Real Madrid. But Real Madrid, you never know with a side with so much history in the competition. The manager's so, he knows exactly what he's doing, Carlo Ancelotti, in big games. They've got some big game players who can turn up on the occasion. So, look, I'm going to go Liverpool, but I think there might be a few goals as well, because I think Benzema has been brilliant this season. I think he's he's up there, one of the top goal scorers in the Champions League. So I think there'll be a few goals, but I'm going to stick with Liverpool.
He is Arsenal legend Ray Parlour. He's with us here on Glenn Clark Radio. On July 16th, Arsenal and Everton are squaring off at Baltimore's M&T Bank Stadium. And it's an event that we want to support for a couple reasons. One, because it's an awesome event. But two, it's just a reminder of what kind of soccer city Baltimore is. And we all know that we're only a couple of weeks away from finding out if Baltimore's going to get World Cup matches, and just want to show major support towards events like this in hopes of landing the World Cup. Ray, if I could, when an event like this, I never know exactly what it is that we're getting. When we get a summer match between these two sides, obviously the brands, Arsenal, Everton, we know the history, we know the significance of these two clubs. When you do a summer tour like this, what should we expect from these two clubs coming to our city?
Well, believe it or not, yeah, I think it's a very, very important time for any football player during the pre-season. I mean, this is where you get your body ready for the long, long, hard season in the Premier League, which it is a tough league. And if you have a good pre-season, you always start very well in the league. So I think both managers, obviously Frank Lampard, just about stayed up this year for Everton. They left it late to stay in the Premier League. I'm sure there'll be a few players moving clubs and coming to Everton, coming to Arsenal, wanting to prove that they're good enough. And Arsenal got some good young players already playing in the team, so I think it'd be a great occasion. I was lucky to go with the team in LA, and they played in Charlotte as well, which was a fantastic. Loads of people turned up. They had a really good day out, and I'm sure it'll be the same in Baltimore. And I'm just hope everybody can come out. We'll have a few beers, we'll have a bit of fun, and you can watch a really good soccer match, because the more people there, always is much better atmosphere. And the players respond to atmospheres. I promise you, I've been there. When there's more fans there, and you want to show off, you want to show how good you are, and hopefully that be the case when the fans come to the stadium and can enjoy a really, really good competitive game as well. Because when you're playing against teams you already know, it's always very competitive against Everton. So should be a great afternoon. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not even playing, but I'm looking forward to coming to Baltimore and sampling all your food and drink and having a good time.
Heck yes. We'll get you some crab cakes while you're here, Ray. I promise.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Charm City match again is coming up in July 16th, and tickets are available right now via Ticketmaster. Let's get this thing sold out quickly. Let's give the folks at FIFA one more thing to think about as they make this final decision. Ray, that's sort of the undertone. Like, we're excited about the match. I don't want to be clear about that. We're very excited about the match, but the undertone is we are a couple of weeks away from 2026 World Cup cities being announced. And Baltimore and DC have sort of combined their bid. And so the nation's capital has said, you guys can host the matches. We'll host the other events if we're picked as one of the host cities. And I can't fathom this. We're talking about the 250th anniversary of our country. I don't know if that's still a sore subject. I'd like to hope that we've moved past that between our countries. Yeah. I'd like to hope that's the case. The 250th anniversary of our country, our 250th birthday, our nation's capital being involved. Baltimore and DC have to be part of the 2026 World Cup, right?
Oh, absolutely. I definitely. I went to the 1994 one, believe it or not.
Okay.
Back in the day. A long, long time ago. And it was a great event. It really was. Fantastic. And probably football wasn't on the map as much as it is now.
No doubt.
So I'm sure that, if you do win it, let's hope, fingers crossed that you do. I'm sure you'll have a party. You'll have you know how to. Everywhere I've gone in the States, they know how to do matches facilities wise. They've got everything there. So yeah, let's pray that you can get it, and that'd be great for your country, great for the community. If you can get World Cup games in Washington and Baltimore, and that would be a magnificent achievement if you can do it.
Oh, we are. I mean, it would be so impactful for our city.
Oh, absolutely.
Just overwhelming. And I try to explain it to people like there's so little comparison to the impact that something like this. There's just few events.
Well, it's the biggest competition in the world, Glenn.
Right.
I mean, everybody knows the World Cup. This is it every 4 years. Very, very special tournament. This is the one to win. If you're playing for your nation, and USA have got better. They've improved every single year, and it'd be great if it's in the USA, and especially your Washington and Baltimore. That would be amazing for, as I said before, for the local guys, and to see a World Cup match live in your city would be magnificent.
Just another minute or two here with Ray Parlour as we're getting ready for Arsenal and Everton here in Baltimore this summer. Ray, you guys have seen him over there for the last couple of years. How excited should we be about Christian Pulisic, and how specifically, as thank God the United States find their way back into the World Cup this year? And I'm not going to say we weren't nervous a little bit. Do you think they're any more of a threat to make some noise within this tournament? I hear there's a big match coming up the day after Thanksgiving here in this country.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's great that America are involved. It's a huge country. I think that every year, it's all about the academies now for the American side. I mean, the English have certainly got better in academy-wise. The kids are getting taught a different style of football now. They're much more comfortable on the ball. And it's the same as in America. I mean, you've got such a big a net for people to choose from. So if you can get the coaching right and the youngsters can improve, I'm sure you'll be a big force going forward. I'm sure you will. It might take a little bit of time, but as long as you go out and enjoy it, and the kids can get better and better, and everybody's coming through. And Pulisic, as you mentioned, very, very special player. If you can get a few more of talented as him, then you'll definitely have a good chance. But yeah, it's great that America are in the World Cup, and I think everybody wants to see big countries in the World Cup and try and compete. And I'm sure they will on the day. A lot of it is down to nerves sometimes, as you guys said there. But you've just got to go out and believe in yourself as a nation and do your best you can.
Plus, we're carrying that huge draw streak into the matchup with England in November. We're hot in our history.
Yeah. That's going to be a difficult game for England. I mean, England have got some good players. They're improving all the time. Got good young players. I think Gareth Southgate's got a lot of players to pick from in England who are playing very well. But it's always going to be a good matchup, England and America. And I'm sure it'll be a fantastic game. Obviously, I'll have my England shirt on. You'll have your American shirt on. But let's hope it's a really good natured game and everybody has a bit of fun and hopefully we can see a cracking game.
And by the way, it's going to be weird doing this in November. It makes no bloody sense. But hey, I mean, come on. Like, whenever they could play in the middle of January, we'd be excited about it. That's the way that it would go. Ray, I mentioned, I know you're heavy in the world of media now and working with the BBC Radio and TalkSport. What all can we plug for you? Where can people find you and what it is that you're doing?
Well, I just enjoy myself now. I mean, I do talk sport probably two, 3 times a week sometimes. It's always a great show. Me and Alan Brazil in the morning. It's always great fun. I don't know what sort of time it kicks off in the States, but we have got quite a few listeners in America.
Yep.
And we always enjoy having a bit of fun. It's like being down the pub, our shows, where we're just having a bit of fun. And, we have a little bit of a script. We go off the beat. We go off the script sometimes and talk about things in general and what we got up to. And it's always a great listen. So, yeah, I really enjoy that. Obviously, I really look forward to going away with Arsenal during the pre-season. And it's been a really tough couple of years for everybody, hasn't it? With the COVID.
No doubt.
So it's great that everybody now is getting back to normal and trying to, do the tours again. And I remember we were supposed to come to you guys last year, and it got called off a day before because a few of the players had COVID, and my bags were packed, ready to go, and it's bad news, and we couldn't go in the end. So I think everybody's really looking forward to coming this year to play in Baltimore and obviously down at Orlando, and it's great for the fans to see people up in the flesh, if you like. I know you guys get.
No, I get it. Yep, I get it.
Different hours to watch games, and we got great support in America. I remember going to LA. We had loads of fans there. Went down to Charlotte. We played there. That was amazing. It was brilliant. So the players were really looking forward to it come July the 16th, being in Baltimore. And I've never been to Baltimore, so I'm really looking forward to it myself.
Well, we can't wait to have you guys. And again, we're hoping everybody goes out and gets their tickets right now in order to support Arsenal and Everton, July 16th here at M&T Bank Stadium. Ray Parlour, a pleasure, man. It's at Real Romford Pele, correct, on Twitter?
Yes, it is. Yeah, there's a lot of drinking going on in my video sometimes. But,
hey, man,
I'm allowed to do it now because I'm retired and I enjoy myself. And, I'm called Party Parlour on the radio. So it's a nightmare.
Well, I tell you what, while you're in town, if I can make it work, there'll be a couple of brewskis on me.
Absolutely. Glenn, I will come and I'll hold you to that, Glenn.
I love it.
Have a couple of beers.
I love it. Hey, Ray Parlour, a real pleasure, man. Thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes for us this morning. Can't wait to see you here in our fair city a little bit later this summer. All right.
Brilliant. Thanks, Glenn. All the best, pal.